Good morning, everyone. We are back for day 5, the final day. I get to go home today. I'm a little excited, I'm not gonna lie. It has been a good time working with Taylor down here, but you know, I miss my family. Looking forward to sleeping in my own bed. But anyway, the gator was not at the house this morning, so I'm having to walk to the excavator like a peasant. I know, I'm spoiled. But here we are. So basically, I'm close enough. There's my car. There's the hoe. I'm close enough. It's not that bad, so I can't complain. And it's a gorgeous morning. So it's almost, I don't know, it's like 65 degrees out. So it's got that nice cool breeze. And then we've got storms kind of passing through. So you've got one of those mornings where the clouds are just kind of backlit. It's gorgeous. I love mornings like this. The feel reminds me of being like down in the Caribbean in the mornings when you're out on the beach with that constant breeze and it's cool and it feels nice. Ooh, I miss the beach. But we are not at the beach today. We get to deal with this. We got a little bit of ditch left to muck out and then we will be done. So I'm gonna continue my little stroll through the farmer's field here, and I will flip the cameras on when I get in the machine. We'll see you guys in a minute. All right, I guess we should fire up for the morning, for the day, whatever you want to call it. Tell you what, this cab does not smell nearly as nice now that it has a bunch of nasty water in it. Once again, I'm sorry, Taylor. I'm sorry. I'm gonna clean it today, I promise.
Da da dee da da ba da ba do.
For sure, because I can't see, but I'm pretty sure I've got some spoils here at the edge. Now look at there. We did. You can see why this is only going to take me an hour or so to do this run. It's literally a quick 2-3 passes and I've got the whole ditch sparkling and beautiful because it's so narrow. What are you doing, Brian? Make up your mind. That's the money shot there. Sorry. First thing in the morning. Still waiting for coffee to kick in. Son of a... See, I made the mistake of talking about the beach in my intro, and now I just can't stop thinking about being on the beach on sunrise, a cup of coffee in the hand. It's so good. I miss it so much. That certainly beats mucking ditches in Ohio. I'm sorry. I like it, Taylor. But you don't compete with the Caribbean. Alright guys, this is taking me substantially longer than I thought it would. Had I been able to keep clipping along like I was, I could have knocked this out in about an hour. Unfortunately, it has turned back into just soup. So it's taking me a lot longer to clean the ditch out. So I'm actually about two and a half hours in, believe it or not. And wanted to give you guys a quick update. But yeah, you can see, like, there's nothing solid in here. So I'm having to go back to where I muck way up ahead of myself and then go back and reshape the ditch. But the reason I wanted to turn on the camera is because, especially on jobs where you're working in fields and you don't really have any overhead obstructions to worry about, it's very, very easy to totally forget about checking for overhead obstructions. And you've just always got to be aware. So, prime example, we're coming up on all of this business. So I have to watch my counterweight, I've got to watch my overhead power lines. But that's, you know, again, one of those things where I've just spent the last 3 days in the woods. It would be very easy to totally forget about looking overhead. And that's a lot of times what causes accidents on job sites. It's not someone being totally oblivious. It's more that they've been working in an area where for the, you know, past however long, they haven't had to worry about overhead obstructions, and then, you know, just not even thinking about it, they go to raise their boom up in the air and get into some lines. So anyway, that was just something I wanted to bring your attention to, is even working in farm fields, you've got to always be paying attention. I feel bad for Taylor because I told him I'd be done over here in about an hour, and like I said, it's about 2.5 hours in now, and he's probably wondering where the F I'm at. But this is, I've had multiple things working against me. So the first was probably about 100 yards down, I got into a bunch of rocks, but they were mixed in with drain tile outlets. So every time I'd hit a rock, you were always questioning whether you were pulling on an outlet or you were pulling on a rock. So that slowed me up. And then most recently, the consistency of the material changed to the point that I can't just hog like I was. My cleanup passes are taking much longer, because as soon as I break some stuff free, this slop just runs down my trench, and then I've got to backtrack 15 feet or so and re-clean it out. So like I said, I've gone back to my technique now to where all I'm doing is working my way down, clearing out slop, and then we're going to go back and actually shape our trench. All the while trying not to splash my car here. Guys, here it is in all its glory. That's a long frickin' ditch, and you may be wondering about the spoils kind of leaned up against this bank. I'm not super worried about that because we've got really, sorry, I'm gonna try to, I always point you guys right in the sun. We've got good flow, especially during a heavy rain. They're gonna have really good flow through here. And so those spoils will eventually just kind of wash down, break down, and just kind of become sediment in the bottom. And it's such a little amount, it's not gonna materially impact it. I mean, we just dropped the whole ditch down 3 feet probably. So it's not like those spoils are gonna hinder flow versus the amount of time it would take me to go back and really clean that up and make it nice and tidy and neat. It's really not worth it from a production standpoint. So that's why not worried about the spoils. But that being said, I'm going to zip the drone. I can put my drone in a mode that it doesn't have any satellite assistance in guiding it, but it's fast as f. So I'm gonna try not to obliterate my drone, and I'm gonna try to fly this trench at a relatively low altitude so that we can get some cool shots of this trench, the length of it. But yeah, and then we're gonna start tracking. So I'm gonna throw a new battery in the GoPro. I'm gonna put you on the front of the excavator and give you a hyperlapse of us catting this thing, man, 1.5 to 2 miles probably, because I gotta go all the way the back way through the woods to get to where I can cross the road. I gotta cross the road, and then it's like another half mile back into the other field. So it's gonna be a long freaking trip. So we'll get a hyperlapse of that. So anyway, enough chit chat. I gotta get rolling. You guys get me all distracted here. So we'll catch you guys in a little bit. After a solid 45 minutes of tracking across God's green earth, we have made it to our next field. They've started with a tie-in down here. They're coming around and they're gonna start going along the edge, and then we're gonna start working at 45-degree angles coming across. And I don't know if you can make them out, but I don't know, every 30 to 40 feet along the tree line there are flags, and that is the tie-in holes we're gonna dig. But I'm not gonna start those first. What I'm gonna do, this is where we're gonna jump around in space and time. I'm gonna go record it down and dirty on how to clean a cab on a machine. So stay tuned to the channel for that, baby. But next time I fire up this camera for this video, we will be doing one of those tie-in holes. So we'll catch you guys here in a little bit. All right, everybody, we now have a much cleaner cab. I just got through recording the down and dirty on how to clean the cab of your machine. So it's not sparkly, but considering what we started with, it sure is a heck of a lot better. So we are now, I've got about an hour and a half before I have to take off and head for home. We are going to go rip out a little scrub tree and some brush and dig him a start hole so that he can start. He's gonna start right up in this little wedge here, and then kind of run off the left side of the machine back up in this valley here. So that is what we are going to do. And I don't know that I'm gonna have time to do a whole lot more than this. The problem with all those start holes you want to dug back there is I need someone checking grade for me, but he needs the laser down here for running the actual tiles. So unfortunately our plan of me just rocking out start holes isn't going to work the way we wanted it to. Oh man, I was just clicking on the camera too. Woo! I don't think so. Taylor almost went swimming. Almost. That was good. Oh, I know, with that shoulder. All right, where do you want me, Taylor?
Right here.
Boy, that would have been good.
Wow.
Which fine?
Reddest route I've ever seen. It looked like an electric marker.
Oh, did it really? Problem with these start holes being on these banks and these trees, there's nowhere to put dirt.
Got a big hole down here.
A little hump there at the end.
Yeah, you got to make the water jump as it comes out the pipe.
It's the same concept they use in dam building. We're taking some of the oomph because we're giving it some lift. Make a little ramp. Scratch it just a hair and loosen it up, and then I'll go back to heeling it in. And if you're unfamiliar with that term, that's what this is called when you use the back of your bucket. It's called heeling it in, because you use the heel of your bucket. Happy with that?
See if you can pound it in the ground a little bit.
This guy, he's got a 24-inch wide trench. He's got a 6-inch pipe, but he wants that thing out of the middle. This guy.
Go next to it.
Another little tip, if you're a little out of alignment on your trench, pick up and scoot yourself. Obviously that doesn't work if we're going way back, but I'm only going another 5 feet or so, so I don't need to continue on this line.
Got a little bit too much fall from here to there.
Okay. plane this bank off a little bit.
Pull that.
Did I come off as a professional on that one?
What?
On that pass?
Yeah, it looked good, but it's not to drink.
All right. As long as it looked good,
That's all that matters.
that's half the battle. So I don't know if you guys heard Taylor say it the other day, but if you're the guy in the hole, always make sure you check the end of your grade rod for any clumps of mud, because you can easily add a 1/10 onto your trench.
Oh yeah. Little hump there, then we're good.
Okay? Yeah, baby. All right, what are we doing here?
Now, turn the key on.
Where is your key?
Way right side.
Gotcha. And we're out of gear?
Yep.
How do you know that? Clutch is up?
Nope. This right here, there's a detent. Feel that?
Ah, okay. Gotcha.
Okay. That's traction's tractor forward back.
Okay.
Okay. Now, kind of stand back a little bit so I can see the controls too. Or yeah, you can even sit down. So, mast is those two big uprights.
Okay.
I arrowed it, so pulsing it down is bringing the mast to you, mast away. So bring the mast all the way up. And it won't hit the cab.
Okay.
Good. Alright, now tractor back and back into the start hole. Give it a little idle. The throttle is way
Well guys, I just got dropped at the car. It is time to call this trip done. So if you recognize where we are, back where we started this morning, back at the ditch. So I didn't get any drone footage of where we were installing tile there at the end because I was running the machine until the GoPro and the action cam didn't run out, but the GoPro ran out of battery. And then yeah, it's too windy to send the drone up because we've got some fronts moving through. We're supposed to get some storms later. So good trip. I thoroughly enjoyed working with Taylor and Wyatt. Didn't get to spend a whole heck of a lot of time with them. That's why you didn't really see them, is because this job was so spread out. We were rarely working together in the same field. So unfortunately, I didn't get to give them as much screen time as I would like. There's a possibility I might come back here in 2 weeks and do a little more with them. Maybe we can get some more wheel trencher. But yeah, good time. So you guys have a good one. Thanks for following along in this little vlog series. I'm gonna hit the road, head back to Michigan, go get a shower and not smell like mud, and we'll catch you guys on the next one. Have a good one, guys.